Oscar Bevis, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Fucking hell.
Oh, yeah.
Look who it is. 11 months on from your sensational rant about Jake Paul.
Yeah, well, there was that.
Here he is.
It went from emotional, like tear-jerking, like retirement speech to a full-on spazzy fit about Jake Paul, which I stand by to this day. Like, I was just a melt, I don't even want to talk about him. He's a fucking melt. Not that I've not got. I don't want to give him the airtime because like he probably wakes up to more people at his front door than I've got on my Instagram. But so what it is, Mitchell Smith just gave me the best saying ever. I said, you can't polish a turd. He said, no, but you can roll it in glitter. And that is what Jake Paul is. He's a turd rolled around in glitter.
It's taken us, I think his name was mentioned after 20 seconds. So that just shows his relevance today, I suppose.
He's as relevant as the skid mark in my trousers. They're going to cause a problem, but nobody cares. See that? See how it works?
There we go. Tom, good to see you.
Lovely pleasure, as always.
Busy gym, walked into the gym, and I said this to Jez. Obviously, you were the first voice that I heard, the life and soul. And mate, it's good to see you. I know you got one of the boys you're training in there, a couple lads you're turning over, and you're keeping yourself in boxing. But this time, you are on the other side, passing on that previous knowledge.
Well, yeah, I think this is the best chance I've got to get into the top table, like we said out there. You know, I've told them it's not about them; it's all about me. They've got to walk out to ring walk music of my choice. They don't ring walk unless I'm walking in front of them. Nah, do you know what it is? I just want, I advise people, I put them on Josh's management logo. And I just want to see boys get the fair crack what it took me a long time. But I know a lot of the things that I'd done was wrong. So looking at it, you'd think, who the fuck's going to take advice off you, Tom?
Isn't that the perfect person to take advice on what not to do?
Yeah. Like, I'm aware of my mistake. Now, if someone's oblivious to their mistakes, but what people don't understand is I realised quite early on, right, I had a personality, and I stopped trying to get people to hate me, right, because I thought I had to get people to dislike me to get them to come watch me, right? That was the first thing. I still got a lot of people that dislike me. I don't know why. Come and have a pint of beer with me and I'm pretty sure you'll feel different. Alright? I'll show you the shag women and everything. Alright? But when you look at it, I realised I couldn't have a clean record and money as well. Now the reason I turned over in boxing was to make sure my children didn't have to do what I had to do. So listen, pride's good but you can't eat it. Do you know what I mean? I never went anywhere to lose. That's one thing I don't want people to think, oh, he sold himself out. No. But I knew I was in fights where I was up against the tide. For one, I was in the away corner. Right, if you know about boxing, you know the stitch with that. And listen, I was fighting Olympians, and there's a reason they're Olympians and I never was. Do you know what I mean? I'm an honest man. You won't get no more straighter talking than what I am. But it's just one of them things. Listen, I made a sacrifice of my own certain ambitions. Listen, I could have went away. I could have been fighting journeyman in York Hall and whatever not. And nothing against that to them boys that do that and whatever not. But I went for the here and now. While I knew that I could sell myself and I was relevant enough to sell myself, I sold myself. And that's it. Listen, that's all a promoter will do to you, excuse me. They'll build you. But you never see, you don't see too many promoters build somebody, get them to that big point, and then rebuild them the same as they built them in the first initial place. They might give them one run back fight, or maybe two. Yeah? Do you know what I mean? So I just cut out a middleman and went and done what I had to do. And listen, I'm proud of that. And I don't really care what people got to say about me. Listen, it's one of them things, isn't it? I was born with thick skin, as you can see from the wrinkle in my forehead. But it's just so you got to do what you got to do. And when you got children and with wants and needs, it turns out you've got to make, sometimes you've got to make choices what don't sit well with your dreams. Do you know what I mean? I used to dream of being a world champion. Would I have ever been? But I don't think I was talented enough. I'll be honest with you. But one thing I do know is I stood with some of the best men in the world today, and literally partied me way to it. That's the honest truth of it. You know what I mean? But now these boys out here, the moral of the story is what I'm saying, they will not be allowed to do the stuff that I done, and I will not invest my time for somebody to fuck a good career away how I did. If they get to that point, I will tell them straight. I'll be honest with them and say, listen, cash out, get a few quid, put it into a business, secure yourself that way, bruv. Because don't hang about. Well, listen, 34-year-old, I could have went on. I could have went on, but let me tell you something. There's only so many big lumps around the edge. You've got so many walks down that runway. I wake up, dreaming of walking out one more time. Say this one more go, so I'm go on, and I half convinced myself. Walk back in here, and I swear it's a good job. I swore to Josh. I swore to him. I said, "You'll be the last man to walk me to the ring." I swore that to him before he even walked me out. I said, "You'll be the last man to stand beside the ring to me." And Josh even said to me, he said, "Tommy, I can't go through this here." So listen, I respect Josh and I respect his opinion, because that's somebody who I aspire to be like as a coach. Someone like him, someone like Ben. Because they don't give a shit about purses. Obviously they're good. They don't give a shit about saying. You know what matters most? The young man whose life you're responsible for. Now that's one thing that I aspire to be like them. I'd never let my pride get in the way of my boys' safety. Now listen, that's what they are. The minute they're in my care, they're like my child. And I'd stand and I'd die with them, and that's it.
You talk about the sort of dream of you wake up thinking about ring walking and that, and we spoke out there, and it was the fact you said to me, you could go back right now and you could be, as you called them, 3 tin cans or whatever. You could go back and beat people who were there to be beaten.
Yeah.
But then it's always, not even the temptation, it's always the possibility of, Eddie, what have you got for me? And he will have something for you, because you're a heavyweight, and there's always something out there that is worth or is financially viable. So it's never just, let me have one more dance. It's this one more. Actually, I'm better than I thought. It leads into 2 more, 3 more, and then you know I'm coming from here.
You know what it was? And this is the God's own truth. I nearly had Josh. I was like that. He was on the cusp, right? I said one more. I said just so I'll go out on a win. I said, I'll get a Kamil Sakalowski. I'll listen, no disrespect to Kamil, but I know, I beat him quite comfortable before, and I know that sort of level, I'm well comfortable with, well comfortable with. But then I went and I said, maybe we'll have a look at a southern area. It's only something on a small wall. And straight away, his ears part. He went, "Nah, see, this is the thing again. Look," he said, "You told me one more." He said, "You told me one more. Now you're talking about southern areas."
Now you got title ambitions.
Yeah, now you're talking about southern areas, and it's like, I understand what Josh says. He said, he said, "How can you tell me?" He said, "The stages that you've boxed on." He said, "The relationships you've built in boxing." He said, "How is a Southern Area title more of an achievement than what you've already done?" He said, "You've boxed at an high level." He said, "You fell short." He said, "But you generally think," he said, "that people don't think you were capable of winning a Southern Area title." I don't know, but I just listen. I'm a black artist, don't I? I just want to have a scuffle. So I'm just gonna go and start beating Dorman up. Joking.
All the doormen around Watford and Bushy now, their arses again.
Listen, son. Fucking come down. I want fucking Jaeger bombs on tap. Otherwise, I'll fucking come to your house. I'll smack your missus.
I don't know if I should cut that bit out.
No, don't.
No, we're raw and uncut. But yeah, like I said, you're training a couple of boys now. I'm going to speak to one of them in a little bit as well. Get to know him and whatnot. But yeah, just finally on sort of yourself, I suppose people will be glad to see that you're still living and keeping in boxing, even if it isn't in the ring as you were before. And yeah, the dream, like you said, of getting to the top table, still a possibility. And I know that you said to me that, not from a training perspective like an actual trainer, but I know you said you're going to link up with Billy Joe and help him get fit again and stuff. So you're sort of doing stuff in boxing, business and pleasure, and sort of you're enjoying yourself, Tom, basically. You're enjoying yourself.
It is a hand-me-down slump.
Yeah.
I cried a river, I built a bridge, I got the fuck over it. There it is, done. Right? It's like, listen, I just like being around good people. That's it. And do you know what it is? I've looked all over the world. I've got thousands of acquaintances. And the best people I've ever met in my life have all been through boxing. Do you know what I mean? So I'd be a fool to go away from that. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's that I walk in this gym, and it's the one place I feel at home. That's why I'll always be myself here. I ain't got to think about, what's people thinking. I never thought about what's people thinking anyway. I've always give a fuck what people think. But it's one of them people it's one of them things like when you walk through your own front door and like when you go away for ages and and you come back home, you get that home feeling. That's how I feel when I walk in it.
It's a circle you fit in, isn't it? Because you've been in it for so long. It's a circle you fit in. Yeah.
I never feel out of place. I never feel like the oddball. Like, bruv, check me in a nightclub now, bruv. I'm like, I think, who's dragged Grandad out? Hold up. Do you know what I mean? I'm not. I don't know. I might pop out tonight though for a couple. I might get in a spoon somewhere. I don't know. Anyone fancy it?
I'll leave his number in the description.
Yeah. Billy Joe put that on his fucking on his Instagram. I changed my number because of it. He put my number up. Yeah.
Thanks, that Bill. But yeah, like I said, good to see that you're doing your thing through boxing. I said to you when we started this, I wanted to know when your last interview was, and we found out it was literally just under a year ago. In terms of the heavyweights, just a little bit has gone on, innit? The end of the trilogy with Tyson and Deontay. Joshua lost his belts to Usyk. We've now got the Fury and Whyte thing going on. Heavyweights popping off as always. Absolutely loads. It's probably been one of the busiest years for heavyweights in the last decade.
It's probably only been busy because I ain't been fucking chucking spanners in the works and causing all sort of aggro. Probably the best thing that ever happened to heavyweight boxing is me retire. No, so what it is? Listen, Tyson was always gonna splatter Deontay Wilder. Always.
Did you expect a fight to be that sort of entertaining and back and forth? Because I think, like you said, a lot of people expected Tyson to win the fight, but it was incredibly close at times.
Such a good, well thought fight. But with a man like Deontay Wilder, you're always gonna have drama in a fight. He's such a theatrical human being as well, isn't he? So you know he's gonna take them theatrics into the boxing ring. But let me tell you something. I stand by what I've said. The heavyweight has not been born yet. The heavyweight has not left his dad's ballsack to beat Tyson. Trust me, listen, I've been fortunate enough. If I haven't fought him, I've sparred him, right? So, I know for a fact the gulf in levels are so different. Like, I mean so different. The only person nearly as awkward as Tyson is Lawrence Okolie. Yeah. That's it. They're like he is one awkward man.
It's interesting you say that because he wants to fight Breedis desperately, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon. So there was talk of him moving up to heavyweight. So with someone like Lawrence Okolie, are we looking at someone who, if he does move up to heavyweight, has the potential to seriously achieve?
He will seriously achieve. He will win a world heavyweight title. That is 100% fact, right? And I'll tell you for why. For one, the talent he possesses and the awkwardness he brings, and the power he possesses. Because trust me, as a cruiserweight, he carries heavyweight power. Because he's an heavyweight, right? He's an heavyweight. And one of these what people neglect is the people he got around him. He's got Joshua's 258 or whatever it is. Is that the management? Yeah. 258 management. Yeah, he's got those. He's got Eddie Hearn and all that. He's not in a situation where he's gonna have to take a risk to get a good fight. Do you know what I mean? So the miles on the clock are still going to be very fresh when it comes to him taking that big step out fight as a heavyweight. And people don't realise how important that is. Because do you know what it is? And I admire Dillian Whyte so much, right? I admire him so much for what he's done to get to where he's going. Listen, let me tell you something. He's not took no easy way, right? Tyson's right in what he says. He's not been Tyson's mandatory, right? But how he's been treated by the WBC is nothing far short of a shambles. Yeah, it's fucking horrendous. If he was an American, that would not be happening. That's the long and short of it. If he was American, he wouldn't have that problem fighting for that title. Yeah, or if he was one of the big American promoters, this would not be happening. And I don't think anybody can say any different. But what you got to think of is the hard fights he's had, that all miles on the clock. And I can understand where he's coming from. He don't want to be in nothing fights. It's a business. He still wants to get paid good money, and to get paid good money, you got to fight good fights. But if your dream is to fight for that belt, then it comes a point where you got to say, listen, if they keep watching you fight good fights, I'm going to put it like this, I'll put it straight to Eddie, yeah? If you've got a business asset that keeps fighting good fights on pay-per-view cards, I ain't really too bothered whether he fights for a heavyweight title or not. He's still bringing me my cheddar. Do you know what I mean? I don't need to say. If you dig your heels in and say, listen, no money, no honey, son. Sorry. I want what I want. Yeah? Go drag your ass out to America if you got to. Sorry, Eddie, I ain't digging you out. I really ain't. But I'm just saying it from a real point of view. I wouldn't be putting the miles on my clock. Was it what could pay massive detriment to me when it gets down and dirty in a massive title fight?
So essentially, with Dillian, he's had these good fights, and I think people will still consider him now in the prime of his career. I know he had that defeat, a year and a half ago. He's in the prime of his career, but these miles on the clock are not beneficial for when it comes to him fighting Tyson, be it in April, be it in October, be it 2023. These miles on the clock are not beneficial.
Mate, listen, I'm good pals with Dillian. Like, he's one of the few people that I'll message just to see if he's alright or if he needs anything. I like Dillian, and listen, I hope him and Tyson have a good fight. And the main thing is, I hope both of them come home safe. That's the main thing. Both two good men, two good family men. Just may the dear Lord bless them, and the best man went on the night. But it's a bit of a. It comes a point where you should put yourself first. Do you know what I mean? And I know he has put himself first in the of earning capability and everything, but let me tell you, there's only so many houses you can buy and live in. There's only so many. So you've done that. Do you know what I mean? Go get your dream. I'd love to see him in Joshua fight, would you? Because I genuinely do think. I think out of the both of them, I think Dillian's the more improved. But whether that's closing the gap, what was there, that's what I'd like to see. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'd like to see. Don't get me wrong. When I sparred Josh and when I sparred Dillian, yeah, I fancy Dillian. I would. I would. It's just. I ain't gonna lie. When Joshua hit you, the man hit me and I thought he broke my neck. I ain't gonna lie. Genuinely, I thought that man broke my neck. I swear I felt something. You know, like when you hear something crack. It's like, I was like, oh, no. That was alright. Thank God I wasn't paralysed. You're welcome, Josh.
You're one-eyed bastard, Tom. Talking about Joshua, obviously, he had that defeat to Usyk, and people are talking about the immediate rematch, and I don't know, it seems like things have gone a little bit south, potentially. There's even talk about Tyson and Usyk. Like I said, it's kind of just a big jumble at the moment of the heavyweights combined together. But there is talk of Joshua fighting, if he isn't going to fight Usyk, potentially even fighting Wilder. So you talk about Joshua and White. There's a lot of fights away from this Usyk rematch, but if you're advising Anthony Joshua, does he step in and take this Usyk rematch in the next couple of months?
If I was advising him, I'd say, do you know what? I'm a 2-time heavyweight world champion. Do I need to rush? To get the belt back? Do I need to rush for a clinical performance? Because that's what he needs. Do you know what I mean? Can you rush a clinical performance? Because that is what he needs. Nothing shy of perfection. Now listen, when I'm telling you perfection, there ain't a day born in hell. I'm not saying nothing. Listen, Joshua is a tremendously talented fella, right? I wouldn't go on camera and say this here before they boxed, right? Because I'd never go against my own countrymen, right? They're my countrymen. They go and do the job. Listen, they're British. The one thing I'm proud to say, listen, we had all the belts here in this country. Do you know what I mean? The two best heavyweights in the world were from Britain. When have you ever been able to say that? Do you know what I mean? That's something I hold with pride. Yeah, but as far as I'm concerned, we got three of the top 5. Yeah. So when you look at it like that, I'd say, look, you've obviously got to go and get physical with him, because a good big un beats a good small un, but a good big un don't beat an exceptional small un, and that's what Usyk is. He's exceptional. His boxing ability and his boxing IQ, and he's not a small man. He's 6'4", 6'3". You know what I mean? He's not a small man, but he's smaller. Do you know what I mean? He's small enough to make 14-3. Do you think Joshua would make 14-3? Ever, unless you chop these 2 legs off. Do you know what I mean? So, obviously, you've got to get physical with him, but you've got to get physical educatedly.
Right, battery change, Tom. You were saying, he needs to just be aggressive, but be aggressive in a more educated manner, essentially.
Because people put highlight on what Derek done, Derek done. Listen, my honest opinion, Usyk was playing possum. Yeah? Usyk was playing possum. Derek fought a hell of a fight, and I think to a certain extent, Usyk underestimated Derek. Yeah? But Josh needs to bring that aggression from the streets. Needs to bring that aggression. I don't know why I just done that.
Neither do I. Do you sort of mean, do you like the 2016, 2017 Joshua? When it was like, he gets in the ring and you know it's going to be... He's going to blitz someone.
Yeah, it's going off. Yeah. You hit him, you tag him, you don't get paid for overtime. I don't care if you can box. I don't go... People, he didn't pack Wembley out for him outboxing people. Do you know how he packed Wembley out? From making heads roll for 18-0. Yeah? That's it. Keep it short, simple. Go and bully him.
Well, he won the world title and then blitzed Molina in Brazil in the space of about 7 rounds. So I suppose that's where,
That's what I mean. Listen, you just get to him, man. Just fucking do him. Do the cunt. No, so what it is, but he's trying things out with different trainers. There's a lot of it's confusing when you're hearing things from one side, hearing things from another. What sort of information are you getting fed? Have you got enough time to process it, perfect it, then go and fight such a good boxer? You're not fighting a nobody. Do you know what I mean? Me, personally, trying new things out with new people. I wouldn't want to go and fight a maybe make or break fight on the first fight. I'm trying all these things. No? I don't know. I don't know. I might be an idiot, but that's me. Whereas the fight's still big. I'd stay away from Wilder. Just fucking swerve him. He's a who needs him, man. Right? He is a who needs him. Right? Let's leave him. Let's drop him straight out. There's still good fights there. But we'll keep the relevance between him and Tyson. right? Him and Tyson. Let me tell you something. Tyson had beat Usyk with his left hand. 150 million %, right? Go perfect your craft. Go get down what you need to get down. Then the relevance will be back there with the Tyson thing. That's always going to be a big fight between them two. And if you're going to risk it for a biscuit, risk it for a fucking digestive. Do you know what I mean? Don't do it for a shitty custard cream. Like,
Are you having me on?
what?
Risk it for a digestive. It's like the most boring.
Not a digestive, like a chocolate digestive donut. Like, you know, on the caramel in the middle, so it don't break up when you dunk it. I'm a triple dunker, as you can see. I've got a big mouth. But, no, do you know what I'm saying? Like, don't... If you're gonna be a bear, be a grizzly. Yeah? Don't be a shit-ass koala. I have a stab at the Aussies. So, Lucas, I ain't forgot you. Prick.
So essentially, what we're saying is, or what you're saying, should I say, is that
Tom Little's going to BKB.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, there's the next talking point then.
No, I'm joking.
Well, before we talk about it, actually, so with Joshua, you would all this stuff about new trainers and trying things with different sides. He had that little trip to America as well. Is Usyk next the right idea? Because despite the fact that he's still a massive name and it will be a massive name in 20 years' time, if he loses to Usyk, well, it's not ideal.
No, of course it ain't. Listen.
Should it be like that? Because let's say theoretically he lost to Usyk in the rematch. It's not going to be like who's Anthony Joshua, is it?
It's not. Boxing shouldn't be the way that it is. Let me tell you something. Why do you think you get so many people dodging people? Because a loss means so much. Why do you think people don't dodge each other in UFC? Because you give a fuck if you lose. I'll be back next week. I'll fight again. Fuck you. Yeah, and that's how it should be in boxing. Don't fucking jeopardise a man's livelihood because of a loss. It's a sport. There's got to be a winner. There's got to be a loser. It don't mean the man's rubbish just because he lost. Yeah? Listen, every dog will have his day. As simple as that. Listen, let me tell you something. There's days where I probably would have walked out this gym and splattered Alan Babbage and Filip Ergovic on the same night. But on the night I didn't. Probably really wouldn't have, ever. But, no. But, what you know what I'm saying? Listen, I could have a fucking fantastic day and they could have a bad one and I'll go and get the win. Listen, the best man don't always win. That's what I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? And people are so quick to pass judgment on people and just chuck people out. That's it. For one defeat. For two defeats. For 5 defeats.
Derek's managed to sort of change that mantra, and he seems like the only heavyweight who has managed to change that mantra.
I'll tell you what it is, though, right? This is the thing with heavyweights, right? This is the thing with heavyweights. I ain't even talking about heavyweights here, because heavyweights are the most recyclable fighters. You can recycle an heavyweight for what's name, but why don't they do it with the other weights? Do you know what I mean? But I'll tell you something now with Derek, right? Have a look how many times he's fought, the last few fights he's had. How many times he's been the A side? Oh, he gets used. He's in fights. He gets used. His name keeps him relevant. He ain't getting looked after. Do you think he was put out there to beat Joseph Parker? No. He did. Listen, I'm not being a dick, and I'm not what's saying. Listen, I ain't got no problem with Derek. Do you know what I mean? I'm just saying the truth. But I'll tell you one thing there, they ain't with Derek. There ain't no flies on him. I can guarantee you it. Derek knows that absolute score. And I can guarantee you now, Derek got very well paid for doing it. Yeah? But let's not have it right. Say like, oh, Derek's the one. What was I saying? Ain't looking at Derek.
So would it never be like that with Joshua then? Because of the heights Anthony Joshua's hit, even sort of as a name, it would never be like that with Joshua, where you could recycle him as a B-side. No. When Joshua eventually does have his day, it's one of them where, because he hit such highs, he's not going to be recycled as a B-side.
He wouldn't let himself be recycled as a B-side. He was like, what the fuck? What have I got to fight B-side for? I can retire now. He can retire now. Do you know what? He could probably retire now and his grandchildren will be comfortable. Do you know what I mean? What is the point? When you look at it like that, right? Listen, the way I look at it with this here, right? Listen. Go away. Get your ducks in a row, yeah? Get right what you feel you need to get right. Make the changes you need to make. Give them time. You've got time, right? Then have a run, right? Let Tyson go and beat Usyk, whoever. Listen, don't worry about, we didn't take the rematch. Listen, let me tell you something. None of them bread and butter your cheese and crackers, son. You know what I mean? So, don't worry about people's opinions. Opinions are like arseholes. Everybody got one, and 90% of them are loaded with shit. Yeah? So, that's just how it is. All you got to do, go get your ducks in a row, and have that one good run. Say, right, Ramsey, have a couple of warm-up fights. I'll get the winner of him and that. Make sure you get that put down. I get the winner of you and Tyson. Then go, listen, go and have your run at doing that. Well, he'd be the only man to do it since Muhammad Ali, 3-time world champion, no? Yeah. So, there you go. If it don't work there, son, what have you got to... What
a career, anyway.
What a career. Yeah. What an achievement you've done anyway. Listen, I'm sure he is proud of himself. But let me tell you something. Don't be rushed into something because, the changes that need to be made there, for me, looking at it from an outside point of view, the changes that need to be made there cannot be made overnight. Yeah. They can't be made in a matter of a couple of months, perfected down to the point where you can go and execute them against a fighter of Usyk standard.
So it's not a one camp thing then?
No, I don't think it is. I don't think it is because if I'm honest with you, they're deeply ingrained thoughts that he got. They're deeply ingrained thoughts. You watch when he was saying he was getting caught every time he coming out head high. That's something you do from an amateur. That's a thought that sticks with you. You watch, right? Watch this here, right? What I'm going to say to you now. Watch anybody that comes out of a thing. If they ain't been picked up on it early, if somebody comes out of a shot with a high head, yeah, like say I throw a combination and come out and stand up straight, yeah, you can bet your life. Watch them all the way back from when they were an amateur. They've done that since an amateur. That's a deeply ingrained thought. What people carry, like there's some things that people pick up. I don't know if I'm explaining it right. There's something.
No, I know what you mean. There's some things that you pick up that are just sort of muscle memory that you can't get rid of over a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Like that's one of them things that you've done for a long time and just it hasn't ever been rectified because you've got away with it for so long. Do you know what I mean? So it's gonna take where you've got away with it for so long. It ain't gonna be fixed in a short time. Do you know what I mean? I think that's the best way for me to explain it. If not, I'll give up and I'm not gonna let everybody into my training secrets because trust me, I will be trainer of the year 2023. I'm gonna give myself a year practice. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take a gap year.
Do you know what? I do think you explain that quite well. And look, whatever happens, like I said, we've got a good crop of heavyweights, and especially the ones in this country. And if it does end with Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, then happy days.
Mate, you know what? I want to say something to these lot that are watching. Right, you lot that give stick, that give me stick, give Josh stick, give Tyson stick. That you were saying, listen. You're a boxing fan, yeah? You're a fan of the sport, right? Whether you like somebody or don't, yeah? You ain't got to be up everybody's arse. I'm not saying that, but listen, let me tell you something now. Be thankful for every man that gets in there and risks their life and their fan. If, say, for instance, one of them die or one of them get really badly hurt, they ain't just ruining their own life, they're ruining their family's life. And they risk that to entertain you lot, obviously to get really well paid as well. But they still do it for sports entertainment. So just cut a bit of slack and fucking show people a bit of respect. Do you know what I mean? It's not. No, you think boys don't look through them comments and whatever not, and it don't sit on some boys. Some boys ain't like me and don't really give a fuck. Some boys look at them and it takes or something. It makes them question themselves. So fucking if you're a boxing fan, appreciate what people do in order to entertain you lot.
Well said. Right, Tom. I know you're not going to BKB, so I'm not even gonna ask you about that.
No, don't.
No?
Listen, if I wanted to fight, I'd bring Uncle Eddie up. Say, hey, what Olympians you got kicking a belt? I fancy an Iden.
Tom, pleasure having you back on. Thank you very much.
God bless you.
Good to see you as always, and good luck with the boys. Like I said, I'm going to speak to a couple of them now, get to know them, and fingers crossed we will see you very soon in the corner doing your thing. And I know you miss Coogan dearly because you told me. But it's good to have you back on IFL after a year, mate. A long year.
It's been good doing an interview with you. Like you bring a lot of different stuff. What's happened to Umar? Is he alive?
Yeah, he was giving Eddie a grilling yesterday about Conor Ben.
So he was giving him a blowjob.
Why the fuck would I say that? Right, that's where I'm ending it.
You
Tom Little,
fucking-
I've had enough of you. I'm turning it off. See you later.
See you in a bit.